What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has made a statement in his last interview, pretty much shutting down Dillian Whyte's legitimacy. He had this to say. He said that Dillian Whyte thinks he's on the same level as Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. He simply is not. The type of money that he was asking for, he wouldn't get. And that's why he wasn't allowed that type of money for the rematch with Anthony Joshua. You know, it was about time. And I figured that Eddie Hearn would make a statement because Dillian Whyte's been talking a lot. If you looked, he's been everywhere. He's been on Sky Sports. He's been on IFL. He's been here. He's been there. He's been over here in America. He's been everywhere, talking about how he feels about certain deal negotiations and offers. He thinks he was lowballed purposely. He thinks that Anthony Joshua should have took the $50 million, and then, I knew he went there because that was something to exploit, because he was putting himself in a situation of him taking the money for $50 million. Yeah, he would have sold his soul along with any rights that remained because he wants to fight Deontay Wilder that badly. So I can see him taking a deal for $50 million. Who would? Hell, I would take the deal for $50 million, but I'm not signed to any network. Okay? Anyway, Eddie Hearn said, that he priced himself out and he needs to relax. He needs to calm down because he's not on that level yet. And you know what? To counterpunch this, I would have to agree with Eddie Hearn. Simply because, for one, Dillian Whyte was knocked out. He has one loss. We know this. But it came to the hands of Anthony Joshua. Okay? So there's no need of a rematch if you got knocked out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, we would like to see it eventually, but not right now. A lot of things have to transpire before we see a Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte rematch. And see, what Dillian Whyte should have realized is the amount of money that he turned down for an Anthony Joshua fight. He didn't consider what was at stake. If he went in there and beat Anthony Joshua, knocked him out with that left hook he's been working on, the same left hook that crashed Joseph Parker for the first time in his career to the canvas, the one that just knocked Chisora out. If he wins, he doesn't understand that, hey, someone has to see him. Or the next fight, he's going to make millions. But we've counterpunched that because they were still talking about the lion's share of the money going to Anthony Joshua, which wasn't right at all. That was absolute bullshit. Okay? But he could bargain for a lot more because he was the champion. So pretty much if he was going to fight Joshua and he beats Joshua, that, the rematch would come by default. That was the only shitty thing I saw in that comment. Like, well, why would Anthony Joshua get the lion's share of the money when he's no longer the champion? You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, okay, that's weird. That's weird to me. That's shitty business. So it does make you think. But Dillian Whyte, again, he is not the champion. He can't compare himself to any of the champions because he's not them. Okay? And that's that. Regardless of how many tickets he sells, yeah, he sells tickets. He has a pay-per-view. He is the next best thing to a champion. Keywords, next best thing. Okay? To a champion, not a champion, though. I'm sorry. Those belts that he has, the WBC silver, it holds no weight. Holds no legitimacy when it comes to bargaining. He needs a championship belt. So if I'm Dillian Whyte, you guys know I would target Deontay Wilder if he can. He could fight Brazil to stay busy, right? But we all know who I want him to fight, Ortiz, so he could do that. Anyone else should fight Ortiz. So you guys know how I feel about that. But Eddie Hearn is absolutely right. You know, he needs to calm down. He needs to understand what position he's in. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, he's the top 4. I mean, that's just something you're claiming, Dillian. That doesn't mean that's the truth. But we've been through that. We've counterpunched that. But I have to agree with Eddie Hearn with that. He needs to calm down. He makes good money with Eddie Hearn. He knows that. And if he doesn't like it, he could always walk. Okay? So, anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn. Was it a fair offer? Was it not? Is he truthful? Is he not truthful? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.